What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here with the review for The Oval on BET, Season 2, Episode 11, titled Empty Your Bag. How many episodes are left, you guys, into the mid-season finale? Like, I thought this would be the mid-season finale. How many episodes are in this season is the question. I don't know. But without further ado, let's get into this review. Actually, before we get into the review, if you guys watch this video, you come back every single week, what are we doing here, you guys? Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell button so you guys are notified of when I drop any videos. So, without further ado, now, let's get into the review, shall we? This episode, you guys, it was hilarious. There were two scenes in particular that I cracked up laughing at, and I'll tell you guys about them as we get to it. So the episode opens, you guys remember the last one. Did we leave off with Alan? Yep, we did. Is that where we left off? I believe that's where we left off in the last week's episode, was when Alan walked in on Hunter and Ellie having sex, and Hunter asking him, no, we left off with Daikon and on the bag. But this episode picks up with Alan walking in on Ellie and Hunter, and Alan left, so Hunter's like, who the fuck was that? And Ellie says, he's nobody, I don't know who that is. And she's clearly lying. But she wants to continue having sex with her. I'm like, oh, okay. So then Alan goes back to his office. He says he can't believe it, but he already knew it. So then creepy ass Jason is there. He tells him, you know, he says, that's my girlfriend. And there's like, oh, your girlfriend? She's a freak. And I've recorded them. He says, how many times they've had sex? He says about 4. And I've recorded them. So he shows him his phone, and there are the videos there of Hunter and Ellie having sex. I'm like, oh my God, you are so disgusting. Actually, you are just like Michael Myers. You're exactly like Michael Myers, because Michael Myers watches people have sex and then he kills them. So Jason is suggesting to Alan that he kills Hunter, and Alan tells him, I cannot do that. He says, are you crazy? And he tells him, like, dude, get the fuck out of here. And just like, I don't like people being mean to me. I'm like, Jason, no one cares what you like. So let's move over to Daikon and Barry. So you guys remember in the last episode, Daikon took the bag out of the van and threw it to Barry, saying that that's Callie, and telling him to open the bag. Barry says, I'm not opening that shit. So they tell him, open the bag. So Barry eventually opens it, and he's like, what the hell is this? I don't know what it was, because it was so dark, so I couldn't really tell you guys what that was. I don't know if that was like human remains or what it was, or if it was like a dummy. I don't know. Whatever it was, he threw it at them, and the other guy that is with Daikon says that if he keeps asking about her, they'll send that to him. And I'm just like, but that's his child. Oh God, when you think about cults, I'm just like, God, how can anybody be in a cult? Like, you must have a weak brain to be in a cult. You must have a weak mind, you must have a weak brain, you must have low self-esteem. Like, it must be a lot of stuff wrong with a person who gets involved with a cult. Now, if anybody who's watching this video is involved with a cult, get out. Just saying that. Get the fuck out. So then we find out that Ruth is in the band. So Ruth tells Barry, Callie is with her. And she tells him that when she joined the Rackadoochies, thank you guys to whoever, I don't know who it was that told me in the comment section some episodes ago that money belonged to Ruth. Thank you guys for telling me that. No, I have not gone and watched Ruthless yet. I just got to get my mind right when it comes to Ruthless. I know that they show it on BET. I might record it on BET and watch it there, and then once season 1 is caught up, I'll go watch season 2. It's just those first 4 episodes, I could not get past them. I don't know how I watched episode 1 and I watched episode 2. I went into episode 3, and that one was what threw me off. Especially that one episode where I think he's a cop, when they blew that paint all over that woman's face and she passed out, I was like, what in the angel dust hell is this? There's an airplane flying over them after 11 o'clock at night. But so yeah, I do, like I said, oh God. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna set the DVR to record Ruthless. Like I said, I watched it. It was just those first 3 episodes. I just could not get past them. They were terrible. It was terrible to me. But I'll try it again, you guys, nonetheless. So Ruth said that the money was hers when she joined the Rackadooshies. And she tells Barry that if he wants Callie back, to bring her the money. I'm like, really? You don't care? I mean, you really don't care nothing about your child, huh? Because somebody tell me this in the comment section. Because I did see this. Were Ruth and Tally, were they undercover for somebody? Like, tell me in the comment section. I want you guys to tell me that. Were Ruth and Tally undercover at some point? Because I feel like I've heard that. I feel like I saw that somewhere. I don't know where, but I feel like I saw that. Let me know in the comment section. When it comes to Ruthless, I don't care about you guys spoiling it for me. I really don't. I really don't care about you guys spoiling it for me, but let me know in the comment section and let's move on. So Hunter and Ellie, they're getting dressed. And in this scene when they were getting dressed, I was looking at Hunter. I was looking at his, because he was putting his pants on. I'm like, wait a minute. Hunter ain't got no underwear on. That was the first thing that I noticed. I'm like, Hunter has no underwear on. And I say that for a reason because it's going to come back up later. So Hunter's asking Ellie about Alan. She tells him she doesn't know him, that she thinks his name is Mike. But she does tell him that she'll handle it. And I'm like, Hunter, you got to be the dumbest person in the world. You asked her what is she talking about, and she's talking about the whole situation with Diane. I'm like, dude, use your brain. And not use your brain, use your head, use your brain. The one up here and not the one down there. So Hunter leaves. Alan is outside of Donald's office, and Hunter is being a complete asshole to him. He says, oh, you got some balls. He says, oh, you got some balls too. So then, Alan tells Hunter that, Ellie is his girlfriend. He's like, oh, really? She's your girlfriend? Okay. And he's been an asshole to him, telling him that, he's a downgrade. He's a downgrade. That Alan is a downgrade. I'm like, wow. Hunter, as much as Victoria talks about how little your penis is, I don't really know if you're an upgrade or if you're just, a means to an end for her. Ever think about that? So, he tells him, what? I won't fire you. You're so cute. I'm like, you're telling him he's cute? Whatever. So then Ellie comes out and, he's like, oh, here comes a little liar. Why didn't you tell me he was your boyfriend? She says, I was just trying to protect him. So Hunter leaves and, she tells Alan, maybe you should go to a hotel instead of coming back to the house tonight. Whatever. So then let's move over to Barry. So Barry is at the crib. Richard comes in and Barry tells Richard that he saw Ruth and that she wants the money, that it was hers. He says he's going to give it back to her, but he has to meet her tomorrow night. And, Richard's like, well, okay, I'm coming with you. So then Nancy comes in and he's like, wait a minute, were y'all out on a date together? And Richard says, no, we were not. He said, he says, I was out on a date with Frida. And Bear's like, Frida? He's like, yeah, and I was going to bring her back here to have sex with her. Whoa. So Bear is pissed at this point, and Bear's like, you know what? If y'all want to hurt each other, do that, but don't drag me into it. And Nancy says, we had this back and forth about Nancy, Richard, Picky. I'm starting to wonder what really happened with Nancy, because Nancy's adamant that she doesn't want to tell Richard who Picky's father is. So I'm wondering if it's someone that Richard knows, number one. And then I'm also wondering, was she raped? Like that's a question I do wonder. Was Nancy raped? Like I just have a lot of questions when it comes to it. So Nancy says, you know what, Richard, we need to work on us and get, because I love you. He says, you're right. He says, we can only do that. He says, I'll even turn on your credit cards. But first, you got to tell me who Picky's father is. I just want to know what this is going to do for his life. But whatever. I'm going to go ahead and no, we'll pause here. All right, you guys. So Hunter went to his room with Victoria. He snuck in, however. Victoria was sleeping in bed, so we think. So once Hunter goes into the bathroom to take a shower, Victoria goes into the bathroom and, Hunter's taking his clothes off. She takes Hunter's pants and she goes back into the room. And I didn't know what she was doing at the time. I thought she was going to take his belt out and go in there and beat his ass with the belt, with him being wet. But she goes to the phone and she calls and she asks, has Ellie left? So at this point, Ellie has not left. She's still there. So then we see over at the hospital, Miss Laura has woke up and she's calling for Gene. And she tells her old man, I can't think what that man's name is. She tells him to call the White House, that she wants to talk to Donald. I'm like, oh God, lady, you just wrote yourself a death certificate. So Victoria, you guys remember, I just told you she asked, was Ellie still at the White House? So Victoria leaves out of the room and Michael Myers is there. So he tells her Hunter was with Ellie and her boyfriend saw them. She says, I know that. Her boyfriend, what are you talking about? He says, you called me a little creep and I was creeping and I found out that she has a boyfriend. So she tells him, take your simple ass to bed. He says, take your simple ass to bed. So Ellie has already, she's getting ready to leave. She's gone through security checkpoint and Alan is coming out. And as Alan goes out, Victoria comes there and she tells her, come here. And she tells Alan to go home. So they go to the bedroom and Victoria just starts ripping off her clothes. She's like, oh, okay. I see what he likes in you. You're toned. You don't have an ass, but you have a nice body. She's like, he's just going to use you up, right? And then she tells her, empty her bag. And she says, no, I'm not going to empty my bag. So then Hunter comes in. He's like, Ellie, what the hell is what is going on here? And Victoria says, Hunter, stay out of this. This little bitch needs to empty her bag. And I'm like, what is Victoria talking about? Like at that point, I wasn't thinking about it. But like I said earlier in the episode, I did notice when Hunter put his pants back on, he didn't have any underwear on. And I was just thinking maybe he just, maybe he's someone that goes commando. That's what I was thinking, that maybe Hunter is just someone that likes to go commando. But the reason that Victoria said that is because Ellie had stole his drawers. And I'm like, oh my God, Hunter. I'm like, dude, you got to be really stupid. So after you had sex with this girl, you took your drawers off, but when you put your pants back on, you were so in the moment that you didn't realize that your Johnson was just hanging there. Like, there's a difference between when you put your clothes on. There is definitely, especially for a man, there is a difference. When you have underwear on versus when you don't have underwear on. Like, it. It's a different feeling. Just saying. There's a different feeling of wearing underwear versus not wearing underwear in your clothes. And I just don't know how he didn't know that. But whatever. But like I said, Hunter's underwear was in Ellie's purse. So Ellie leaves. When she leaves, what does she see at Jason's door? Him at the door, just going to town on his Johnson. Disgusting. So Victoria's telling Hunter he needs to fire Ellie, which I agree with her, and that tomorrow he needs to go into that cabinet meeting and recommend some names, and she's going to meet with her chief of staff. Because they've been in the White House for what? Had they been in the White House? They ain't even been in the White House a week yet. They have not been in the White House a week, but during this whole time that they've been in the White House, Hunter has done nothing but have sex with whores. And, well, you ain't done much either, Victoria, but whatever. But you're not the president. So, whatever. But let's move on. All right, you guys. And now here's one of the scenes that made me laugh. So Sam, he went over to Jean's apartment. Actually, no, her boyfriend's apartment, and his cop friend is there, whose name I can't think of. You know, we get introduced to a lot of characters that sometimes, but we only see them here and there. Like we haven't really saw much of. I think his name is Bob. Is his name Bob? Ms. Laura's husband or boyfriend, whatever that man's name is. I don't know his name, and I don't know this man's name that helped Barry. I don't know this man's name. I can't even think of his name. But Sam showed up and he was there. So Sam, he finds out that he's the fourth person that's been there. Someone from the Attorney General's office was there. But he didn't say why they were there. He just said that someone from the Attorney General's office was there. So it looks like it's a murder suicide, because it looks like he killed Gene, then he killed himself, because they're looking at blood splatter. Like, y'all do know. See, here's the thing that trips me up. Suicide. You put the gun up to your head this way. I've never saw anybody do it this way, so, because I know they did that on the haves and have-nots with that cop. But most people, when they kill them, if it's a suicide, they put a gun here, or here, or her. It's only three places that you put a gun when you commit a suicide. To your temple. This is your temple, right? But yeah, you put the gun here, or you put it in your mouth, and it's the blood splatter. But if you shoot yourself and kill yourself, you don't fall forward. That is one thing I do know. If you shoot yourself in the head, you don't fall forward. You don't fall forward. And especially the way he's facing. Like, how do y'all think this is a suicide, the way that the boyfriend is facing? He is facing Gene. So let's just say he committed suicide. How is he laying on his stomach? Like, how is this man laying on his stomach if he committed suicide? So let's just say he killed Gene, and in the moment he's like, oh my God, I killed my Gene. Boom. He's not gonna land flat on his stomach. And he's at an angle on top of that. But it's a murder suicide. Now the cop did say that they've gotten some phone calls from Gene, and Sam was like, you know what, I would like to listen to that. Then here's what made me laugh in this scene. I was just like, oh my God. When they panned in on Gene and her boyfriend, I'm like, that is not Gene. That is another chick. How in the hell did Gene die and become light-skinned? That was the first thing. Like, how did she become a light-skinned woman? But okay, I'm just gonna play along with y'all. But let's move on. All right, you guys, I did not mean to cut that scene. So let's talk about Ms. Laura. So you guys remember, Ms. Laura was calling for Donald to let her know that she found Gene under Jason's bed. Big mistake. So she talks to Donald, and Donald says, I'm gonna send someone to talk to you. And she's like, can you send Sam? He says, I'll call Sam, but Sam might be asleep. Why did she call Sam in the first fucking place? Like, that makes no sense to me. You don't know Donald. I mean, he's a chief of staff, but they just got into the office. You don't know him. Why not call someone that you know? Why not call Priscilla? Why not call Sam? Like, why not call people that you know? But when he hung up, he called Kyle, and Kyle is with Dale, and Kyle is very short with Donald, and Donald gets mad when Kyle says harder, harder. I'm like, Donald, that's fake, right? But whatever. So then we see Max. Max is having a nightmare about Kyle. Honestly, I could have done without the scenes with Max and Bobby, especially this one, because it didn't make any sense to me. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. It was just placed there. So they heard a noise, and Kyle went out the back, and one of the Rackaducies was breaking in. So they said that they had just left the compound and they were looking for food. And Bobby gave them some food. You know, the way that Max and Bobby were going at each other, I'm like, y'all acting like two people. I mean, y'all acting like somebody that, you know, there is sexual chemistry between y'all two. Y'all might as well just go ahead and have sex, especially when they got close to each other's face. I'm like, y'all might as well just have sex. I mean, we know y'all want to do it. Go ahead and do it. So then we see Donald. So Donald shows up and he asks Kyle, who is that? And then he tells Dale, you need to leave. I'm like, ooh, somebody jealous. Somebody jealous. So Donald tells him that, you know, Ms. Laura woke up and that he needs him. She's starting to remember things and he needs him to go take care of it when they go out. Now, the thing that threw me off was Kyle's door to his bedroom. Like, what kind of door was that? That was like that. I mean, like if you live in an older house, you know, when it comes to older houses and their kitchens, the doors swing like that. But I've never saw a bedroom door at a house swing like that ever in my life. That looks like a kitchen, yes, but a bedroom, no. Because then, if you looked in the side, there was a closet with an actual door. So I'm like, who designed this? Where do you live? Do you live in the woods? Because that's not an apartment. You know what it could be, but whatever. I'm in Tyler Perry's world, and I'm going to okay it. So let's move on. All right, you guys, we're wrapping the episode up. So Jason, he calls Alan. He says, did you think about what I said? Alan's like, that is your dad you're talking about trying to kill. And get off of my phone. He says, I know where the Secret Service keeps their weapons. So Ellie comes in and Alan asks her what if they want. She says, I don't want to talk about it. So then they have a little bit of a back and forth with one another. And she basically tells him he needs to leave. She doesn't love him, XYZ. Yeah, really wasn't much with that scene. They could have kept that scene too. Really could have kept that scene because it just wasn't much with that scene. She just told him she doesn't love him. He's mad, you know, like, why come you didn't tell me that? Da 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 da. Yep, that's it. So then the end of the episode, this is another scene where this is the last scene where I laughed at. I cackled. So you guys remember, Donald sent Kyle to go see Ms. Laura. Ms. Laura is stupid. Period, point blank. So she tells Kyle that she saw Gene under Jason's bed, right? So then Kyle took the pillow from behind her head. She says, what are you doing? He says, I'm thanking you. And I'm like, Ms. Laura, when he took that pillow from under your bed, you should have knew what was going on right then and there. You should have hit that call button on your bed. Like, you should have hit that call button because there's nothing he could do once you hit that call button. You hit that call button, the nurse is going to ask you, how can I help you? Are you okay? And if you don't respond, then they'll come check on you. But Ms. Laura, he's going to suffocate you, and you literally wrote your own death certificate. So I hope you're happy, Ms. Laura. I really hope you're happy. Really hope you're happy. Really hope you're happy. Goodbye to Ms. Laura. I won't miss you. Because you screwed over Gene. Gene is not getting justice. Ms. Laura, you dumbass. All right, you guys. My neighbors are like walking hella hard. And it's like 11, what time is it? It's almost 11:30. One more month left in this apartment. Oh God, I gotta pack. All right, you guys, that's it. Be sure to like this video, leave your comments in the comment section below, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell button so you guys are aware when I drop anything else, and share this video. Like I think I said that before, but I'm saying it again, share it. Also, you guys, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, wash your hands, wear your mask, socially distance, and we'll get through this together. And stay blessed, you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I won't see you guys again until what's today, Tuesday? I'll see you guys again on, I believe, Friday. I'll see you guys for, Friday, the week's hottest topics. So until then, you guys, bye.